Hey there, Bill here with 30 Minute Wood Shop. Thanks for joining. Let's talk about the elephant in the room for starters. This is a personal AED. I had some heart issues. Public service announcement, folks. If you're feeling any kind of weird or strange and not even a real big chest pain, shortness of breath, which doesn't mean what I thought, like panting after you're running, just having a tough time to breathe off and on, go see your doctor. All right? So public service, make sure you check that stuff out. And let's get on to this. Now, here's what I'm doing. If you've been following along a little bit earlier, I'm building this tool cabinet. I got my plane gallery done, almost done. All I have to do is put faces here on the drawers, and I'll be good to go and get some finish on it. But now I want to do the actual plane till. All right, the till itself is going to hang out up here at an angle. I'll be able to set my planes across there. It'll hold all the planes that I have currently, and maybe with a room for one or two more possibly. I didn't really over-design this thing. Getting close to this, I'm making this particular portion's all out of hickory, and mostly because I have it, and I actually like the way hickory cuts. But if you want the plans are available on my website right here, 30minutewoodshop.com. Give that a shot, take a look at it, and you can download some sketches. Now these are dimension sketches, not drawings, all right? That means you're going to have to do some interpretation on yourself. Also, too, as you build these things, make sure you build them for your tools. This is going up for my tools, the way I have, and my methods of work, all right? So keep that in mind. Anyway, let's go over and cut some pieces on a saw. I'm cutting a pretty acute angle here, so I set up my my jig. This is the one I built. You can buy these from Rockler or wherever. For me, it was cheaper to build one. But got this set up now to cut my angle, my slope for the planes. And with a couple passes, I'm going to take this in a couple of bites, not one big step. And let's start some cutting. Okay, here I'm just doing a real quick relief cut. Really, this is just more of a decorative cut. Has no other reason to have it. I'm trying to lighten up the side of this a little bit because it just looks so massive. So it should be pretty good. You'll also be able to get my joiner plane in and out much easier this way. And let's keep cutting. So all I've done here is I took a plane, power plane, planed this off so it would match the angle once it's leaned up against there. And then I just hit it with a sander to sand it off a little smoother. So we'll get this ready and get it ready to install. So I'm just throwing on some boiled linseed oil. One coat is all I'm doing because I don't expect, especially these sides, they're not going to get handled or touched. So one is more than enough for these things. But we'll throw this on here. Brighten up the hickory. Yeah, there we go. It's looking pretty nice. Okay, plane till's coming along nicely. I've got both my pieces are in. I screwed these down with some stainless steel screws. Turns out these screws are not actually made for hardwood. I've sheared off about 4 of them. They're stainless steel, 3/16 stainless, made for decking and specifically made for wet treated pine. You know, so they don't do well in this. Basically, they shear off pretty easily. So I've had a pre-drill for these things. I like to look at the stainless, and I have a box of them, so I'm going to continue using those. They have all the holding power I need for this, but I can't drive them directly into this wood. This hickory is just too damn hard for them. So what I'm going to do next, got my supports in. I'm going to put my plate in. So the plate, I put the angle back here so it fits flush all the way to the top. Now I'm going to nail this in for starters. Just hold it in place while I screw it. That should be pretty good. Now I'm going to go back into these holes. I'm going to continue putting a pre-drill hole in it so that with the stainless steel screw gets into the hickory, it's eased a little bit. Right now, if I try it, I can guarantee they're going to snap off. So let me continue doing that, and I'll be right back. Okay, with pre-drilling done, I'm pretty sure these things won't snap. We'll give them a shot here and see what happens. All right, nice. So that thing's not going anywhere. Super solid. I'm really liking it. Now I got to start putting in the bars, my separator bars for the planes. So layout's going to be pretty particular to what you have. I currently have these two Bailey number 5s. I have a Bailey 10.5, and then here's a 4.5, a 4. I have two 3s. One's a Record and one's a Dunlop. These are both Baileys. And then up here I have a number 40, so I might be able to squeeze that one in at the very end. We'll see. But when I have spacing here, I got these 3/4 by 3/4 battens. I may take these down another 1/8 of an inch, so it's 3/4 wide by 5/8 high. And then each of these is spaced by 5/8 of an inch. So I should have, if I shift it all one way, I got 5/8, basically enough room to get the plane in and out really easily. Once I come back and hit the edges with a router, ease those edges, it should be very easy to get them in and out and not bang them up too much. I have down here put up a 7/8 batten. So this is a 3/4 by 7/8 batten. And then I have 7 screws in this, one for each of the planes. The reason is this. These screws in shear are super strong, 2,000 or 3,000 pounds in shear. Not going to be a shear issue. But what's going to happen potentially is because there's 30, 40 pounds of cast iron on this thing pushing down, could cause to tear out of the plywood down here. And actually I've got a couple screws coming up from the bottom too, to be honest with you. So this should prevent it from sagging or tearing out from the plywood. These 7 screws, and then I got 3 in the bottom coming up. Should be good. Should be able to hold a good, 30 to 50 pounds worth of planes. No problem at all. Now what I got to do is I got to start making some cuts here, shorten these battens, and I do need to decide whether I want to have them 5/8 or I want to have them at 3/8. I'm sorry, leave them at 3/4 or trim them down to 5/8. So let's keep working. Perfect project for what I'm trying to get done. I have to say the plane tail has turned out absolutely phenomenal. This is just something that's going to help me unbelievably in terms of accessing my planes, because generally they're sitting on a shelf someplace behind something, and you know how things sometimes get things put on top of them. I can't find stuff. They're scattered across my shop and down in my basement. So now I have one central area that has all my planes. Well, not quite all of them. I still have another number 5 and 1 or 2 more. You got to ask why I have to have 3 number 5s. I ask myself the same question, but they're all great planes. So you can see I have my plane set up here. I got a little bit of opening here and here. So I have a couple more spots here for a couple more block planes that I have. We'll finish that up here sometime in the near future and get those in. But otherwise, this has been a great project. And I tell you what, as always, come down here, 30minutewoodshop.com. You can find dimension sketches for this kind of stuff and make one yourself. It doesn't have to be in a cabinet. You could actually make this freestanding, or you can put it on a set of French cleats, those kind of things, or you can screw it right to the wall. You will have to make some adjustments to the back because there's no back on this right now. But easy to do, easy to make, great place for putting your planes up, and keeping them in a secure location. All right. I really appreciate this. I think it's going to be a great thing. So, as I said, check out my website, 30minutewoodshop.com. If you got something out of this, do me a favor, hit like and subscribe. And hey, until next time, folks, good making.